Hello, family. How do you do? Auntie Oni's Story Village is here for you. I'm Auntie Oni, the storyteller, and I will tell you stories and poetry too. From villages around the world, just for you. I can say hello in many languages. Can you? Repeat after me and learn something new. Jambo, Irie, Hola, Shalom, Aloha, Salam Alaikum, Konnichiwa. Did you hear hello in your language? If you didn't hear Auntie say hello in your language, email me at auntioni@aol.com and let me know so I can say hello in your language on another show. Auntie Oni's Story Village is for children of all ages, so listen up. Today's story is called One Coin. It is an Auntie Oni version of a classic folktale from the country of Kashmir in South Asia. In a village way up in the mountains, there lived a very hard-working farmer who was a very rich man. He was a widow. His wife was no longer alive, but she left him with one son. It was the father's greatest desire that one day his son would inherit his cow farm. The only problem was his son was foolish and lazy. No matter what the father asked his son to do, the son would do the opposite or wouldn't do anything at all. The father was losing his patience with the lazy son. He couldn't figure out if the son was stupid or just plain lazy. The father had all he could take. So one day he came up with a plan to find out if his son was ever going to be smart enough to manage his cow farm. So one day the father said to the son, "I want you to go to town, to the marketplace, and buy something for us to eat, something for us to drink, something for the cows to eat, and something for us to plant in the garden. Here, you may spend this one coin. If you can bring me these things, come back home. If you cannot, do not come back home." The young man was in shock. How can his father give him all those things to do with one single coin? And if he wasn't able to do it, he would not be able to come back home? He knew his father was serious, but now he thought his father must be crazy. How can one coin buy something to eat, something to drink, something for the cows to eat, and something to plant in the garden? Impossible. But the son left with the one coin in his pocket. He was so stressed out trying to figure out how he could get so many things with the one coin, he began to cry. He'd never be able to go back home. He just gave up, and he sat down under a tree by the road, right next to another farm. He put his head down on his knees to hide his tears, and he cried like a baby. The young man was crying so loud, a girl across the road who was working in her farm heard him sobbing. So she walked over to where he was sitting under the tree. The girl asked him, "Good afternoon, sir. Why are you crying?" The young man looked up, wiped his eyes, and said, "Good afternoon, miss. My father sent me on an errand to bring him something to eat, something to drink, something for the cows to eat, and something to plant in the garden. And he gave me this one coin. If I cannot do what he asked, I cannot go back home." The girl laughed at him. "Oh, really? Give me the one coin, and I shall show you how you can fulfill your father's wishes." So he quickly handed over the one coin to the girl. When she looked at the coin in her hand, it was a shiny gold coin, and it was worth a lot of money. Seems the young man never realized the coin was so valuable. The girl put the coin in her pocket and walked across the road over to her farm and picked up a wheelbarrow. The young man jumped to his feet and ran after her into the fields. He helped her work hard, and together they picked the fruits growing on a big vine. They filled up the wheelbarrow with the fruit. This one-of-a-kind fruit was big, round, and green. It was red on the inside, and they were all ripe, sweet, and ready to eat. That night the boy went home with a smile on his face, pushing the wheelbarrow in front of him, full of fruit. It was too late to wake up his father, so the very next morning he went into the kitchen. His father came in the kitchen and watched in amazement as his son cut up the fruit, and he and his father enjoyed something to eat for breakfast. He squeezed the fruit, and they enjoyed something to drink. They went outside to the farm and fed the skin of the fruit to the cows to eat. Then the son took the seeds of the fruit and planted them in the garden. His father was very impressed and so happy to see that his son was very smart and not lazy after all. The father hugged his son in a warm embrace. What fruit do you think the young man picked and brought from the girl in the field? Can you guess? I'd love to know your answer. If you're a youngster, ask your parents if you can visit me at my website and fill out the contact form with your answer. I'll give you a big shout out in future episodes of Auntie Oni's Story Village, because I will be so happy to let the whole wide world know what fruit it was and how you are as smart as the young man with the one coin. Thanks for listening, and subscribe to Auntie Oni's Story Village for a new story and poem every Saturday. Visit with me at www.auntie-oni.fun. Hey, family and friends. Would you like to see and meet me, Auntie Oni, in person at your school or summer camp? Auntie Oni's Story Village is available live in the tri-state area, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, or Delaware, and internationally on Zoom. I'd love to meet you and see your face in the place. I can't wait to tell you more stories, sing-alongs, and poetry. So email me at auntie-oni@aol.com to find out how we can get together in the Story Village live.